Yesterday, we took a look at the law of sines. So now we're going to advance further and look at the law of cosines. And the law of cosines is an equation that we use when we're given a triangle that we're given all three sides, or we're giving side angle sides, so two sides and that included angle. So that's the one thing, remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be a right triangle. You just have to have two sides and the included angle or all three sides. The equation for law of cosines is that your side A, whatever side you're choosing that you're trying to find, is the square root of the sum of the other two sides each squared minus 2 times those two sides multiplied together times the cosine of the angle you're given. And so if we take a look at this first example, A, we have here, we've got our sides, this is C, and this is B. Sorry, this is little b, let's give you a little b. And then we have angle A. So now it's a matter, we need to find out what A is. So we're going to put it into our formula that A is equal to the square root of B squared, B is 5, so 5 squared, plus C squared, which is 7, so 7 squared, minus, that's the big thing, remember to put it in as minus, 2 times B, which is 5, times C, which is 7, times the cosine of angle A, which is 45 degrees. So now we can put this into our calculator, and this is a great practice when you have a calculator that does all the order of operations. If you don't have one that does all the order of operations, then you need to make sure that you calculate this information as you go. So we've got here, we want the square root, so second square root, and then I'm going to put parentheses so we have everything and it'll carry everything over. So we have 5 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 5 times 7 times the cosine of 45 degrees, and then I'll put my parenthesis in to close that off. And then I hit enter, and I get 4.95 blah, 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 which means that A is equal to 4.95, we need to round to the nearest tenth, so A is equal to 5. So in this case, this happens to be a 45, 45, not a 45, 45, 90, but we've got A equal to 5. So now, I want you to try B, solving to find Q, and if it helps you to rename P, Q, and R as A, B, and C to help you out with the formula, that works. Enter your answer for Q to the nearest tenth into Edpuzzle, and then go ahead and hit play when you have entered it. To go ahead and find Q, I'm going to think of P. I like to rename them as A, B, C to help me out, which means this is C, and this is A, and this is B. And so when we say now we want to find A, really if we're trying to find B, this is the same thing as saying that B is equal to the square root of A squared plus C squared minus 2AC times the cosine of angle B. And so here we've got that we don't know B, which is our Q, if you want to look at it that way. And we have this A squared, which is 6, so 6 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 6 times 8 times the cosine of that angle, which is 80 degrees. So we put that into the calculator. We have the square root, put a parenthesis, of 6 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 6 times 8 times the cosine of 80 degrees, and I say degrees so I remember putting the parenthesis for degrees, close it off, hit enter, and we get, when we round B, or in our case, I'm gonna write it as Q, equal to 9.1 units.